edges, lashes, and luxurious life. These were the ingredients chosen to make the perfect baddie. But this little head ass nigga right here accidentally added one last ingredient to the concoction. Attitude! Thus, the Baddie Bop girls were born. Using their Ultra Bop powers, Brandy, Brianna, and Bernicia have all dedicated their lives to drink Don Julio and roam these streets by Uber.
Oh my God. When I tell y'all, I have had the worst week. I'm sitting over here thinking we're just now getting back into spring and things are looking up. It's sunny. It's getting warm. Just to wake up and find my truck fully submerged in freaking snow. I'm not even in blizzard territory. I'm on my way to the south. And then they got the audacity to put the concrete blocks into the center lane while they're doing the road work. Now, I am not shy to the giant cinder blocks in the middle of the lane, but here's the messed up part. So not only did they cut off the lanes where the cars can drive back and forth, so it's basically just one way forward and one way back. So you got the huge concrete blocks in the center. You have the concrete blocks on the right-hand side. The wind is blowing so hard, I can't even keep my semi-truck still. The roads are ever so slightly icy, so every once in a while I'll hit like a little patch and the truck will jiggle. But then also you have the cars on the left-hand side that are driving the opposite direction, completely blinding me to the point where I can't even see the lines that I'm supposed to stay in. And the blocks on the right-hand side and the left-hand side are so close together. I have inches in between the truck and where I'm supposed to stay at and going over that damn lane into the other lane. It was the most depressing situation ever. And then to make it even worse, the snow met up with the rain and created some type of demonic fucking hybrid baby weather where it would literally just start snowing and stop and start raining and then start snowing back again and start raining. Like, I've never encountered this before. This is just pure evil at this point. To make matters worse, this is a high value load, okay? This is a load over $500,000. And it's not just any type of high value load, because we have very like premium meat high value loads, but this is a medical load. Okay. So I can't afford to die right now. Okay. Like my non-existent grandchildren will be paying for this load. So if I were to mess up this load, not only would I be on the hook for the medicine that's in the back, I'd be on the hook for the trailer if that gets damaged, and I'd be on the hook for the truck if that got damaged. And to add insult to injury, my job would immediately fire me, making me completely incapable of being able to pay it. But they let you know, hey, if you ever have a situation where you mess up and you are fired, we will work with you to be able to pay all that money off. Oh, great, thanks. So, at the end of my shift, all I want to do is relax, hang out with the Pretty Girl Club, watch some videos, watch a little EU, watch a little Comet Foolery. So I walk my happy ass on over to the Comet Foolery section, and oh my God, the amount of men complaining about the Comet Foolery Men's Edition, it was absolutely hilarious. It was one of the greatest things I've ever witnessed in my life. I'm like, wait a minute. Hold the hell up. Y'all have been bumping your gums talking shit for at least about a good 5-6 years now, right? We had the manosphere, we had the red pills, we had the black pills, we had all this good stuff. You know, they had their surrogate daddy, Kevin Samuels. They got the 21 Convention Club. The amount of slop I had to wade through to even find the girls. Meanwhile, they complain up and down the internet that all we do is invade their space and things were much better when, you know, the boys can just be the boys and hang out with the boys. And it's like, it's not like I don't have valid criticism for women, but between their massive egos, abundant hypocrisy, the constant coping and bitching and saying nobody cares that men are depressed, nobody cares that men are unaliving themselves because they can't find meaning in life and they can't find loving wives and families, and it's all these modern women's faults. And it's like, it doesn't matter the accent, doesn't matter the race, doesn't matter the face, doesn't matter the podcast, doesn't matter the comment section, doesn't matter the Discord, doesn't matter the Reddit server. It all collapses into the same grievance. I can't get an attractive girlfriend, and this is modern women's fault. Okay. Are we talking about the same group of men who's glazing that weird-looking male model who's been on steroids since he was 14 and admitted to doing meth in order to look smacks? Or are we talking about the same group of guys who's still crying up and down the internet because Andrew Tate got his ass beat by a man wearing pink boxing gloves? These dudes will literally follow influencer boxers getting bitch slapped on live stream. I think the funniest part was everybody was super happy and was giving dudes props for protecting his wife. Meanwhile, this dude got a video on his channel talking about how he addicted to cam girl videos. So you ain't even addicted to cheating with real pussy. Nigga, you watching YouTube videos to the point where you're broke.
Last 3 years, I have been battling an addiction that has been compromising my future and my relationships. So, when you go on adult sites, you may see ads for campsites. Well, sometimes I'd spend an hour or two on an adult site trying to find the perfect video, and then one day I finally caved in and wanted to see what the fuss about these campsites were. Probably the worst decision I've ever made, because I got sucked in slowly but surely. Slowly over time, it started off with, maybe one or two $10 purchases, tipping them out of $10 here and there. Innocent, nothing huge, nothing significant. But after about 3 to 6 months of experimenting and visiting these campsites, I realized myself going on it more and more frequently. And fast forward to the last, I want to say 8 months, every single month, I have been spending any and every last bit of extra money that I have come in monthly on campsites, on online paid porn, on models. And it has not only compromised my relationship, but my future.
You just know there's a guy out there somewhere saying, "Oh my God, you're so cruel. At least he's trying to get his life together." No, shut up. I'm not trying to hear that shit. He had a whole wife. I don't give a damn if she was still his girlfriend at the time. So not only was she not good enough to be the only one in his eyes, he wasn't even paying for real women and real interaction. This nigga's paying for YouTube videos. You're a loser. I thought this was just like a young man's problem. People love getting on Gen Z, but no, older men are following dudes who can't even open pickle jars. I kid you not. Dude couldn't open a pickle jar, then blame the 90-pound girl sitting across from him.
Open it.
I have to open it right now?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
It's easier because it's an olive jar, though. Wait, put it.
My nail is fucking me up.
Yes, I do have a source for that. If you would like it, it's from the NIS. Anybody can find it. I just cited all of the statistics on it yesterday. Uh-oh. Come on, you can do it.
Put it right side up. Just
You can do it. You got this.
All right, bro. I can't do it. Here.
All right. Oh my God. I guess, yeah, Andrew, go ahead.
I'm supposed to open the pickle jar?
It's like yeah.
Oh, jeez.
Dude, this seems a little immature. No. For
Hey, the guy
$1,000.
sent $1,000.
Yeah, but it seems slightly immature.
It's all fucking
It's just
slick
for,
now.
It's a little.
See, it
little fun.
is.
I gotta grip it.
Uh-oh, Andrew. If you can't open it either.
Well, your hand greased the whole top of it.
My hand are fine. Here, high five.
It
My
literally-
shoes are fine.
It's look, feel it. Isn't that greasy?
It was like that already. Oh my God.
No,
you're
it
ridiculous.
wasn't. You greased the top.
Use
Oh
your
my
shirt.
Jesus,
Use your
Andrew.
shirt,
If you can't open the olive jar, you cannot
Here,
blame my
while we're
hand.
doing the olive jar,
If you're so strong, you should open it.
Yeah, I got to be able to grip it.
Okay, we'll grip it. Let's
It's
go.
literally slippery.
back.
Grab me a paper
it-
towel so I can dry the top of it off.
Okay, once the top is dry, if you still
but do
can't
we
get it
now
out.
need to allow her another opportunity?
He can't open it, so he tries to call out another dude. That way he can have his feelings validated for being weak.
Come in here, Jake. Come on, you'll see for yourself. You can't get your fucking hand on it. Try it. Nah, you fucker. That was bullshit. Bullshit. I loosened it for you.
I just want to say for record.
So because that was so difficult, they have a second competition where she immediately opens it at least a minute before him.
Right, let's see. Do it on the table if you can.
Oh, shit.
Wait, put it on the table. Put it on the table.
Oh.
Uh-oh.
Oh, I got myself.
Oh, no. There we go. Okay.
Just gotta be able to
wow, you
grip
know,
the
you
fucking
you
thing.
Yeah.
you undersold yourself a little bit. You undersold
Okay.
yourself.
They love talking crap about Bonnie Blue, the OF model, I guess because, she's a whore and she's ran through. Meanwhile, that woman is almost a billionaire. She makes almost $1 million a month on OnlyFans. So no matter how broke and unattractive and fat they try to claim modern American women are, they will never cease to find a way to get in your DMs or be pissed off that you have the audacity to not want to talk to them when they slide in your DMs.
Because then it seems like you don't actually have a problem with the modesty aspect or modern women. It just seems like you're jealous or mad that you can't access them to use for your own brand. I see immodesty a lot in the manosphere, and it's not just with Grandma Tomasi here pointing at the skimpiest clothed woman he can find to promote himself. Them posting photos of themselves half naked all the time isn't exactly modest either. Neither is them posting about their luxury lifestyle and posting their expensive cars. That's not exactly modesty. And modesty isn't just about the appearance, it's how you present yourself as a person. That's why I say it's not about modesty, it's about control. It's okay when they do it because they're hypocritical, and no other aspect of modesty matters, I guess. But no, they're red-pilled and they hate those thoughts. It's like, no, you just hate the ones you can't access. So back to the Cakegate thread. Isabella basically explains that Grandma Tomasi invited her on to be on his podcast. She says that he's a 53-year-old father and basically he shouldn't be acting that way when he has a young daughter himself. Grandma Tomasi says, you know what my daughter is doing now? She's married and the communications director of Pro-Life Women's Clinic. You know what she's not doing? Pandering to conservators with her tits and a mixing bowl. Do better. Isabella claps back and says, your daughter was baptized in a two-piece bikini and you're going to call me a trad thought for wearing a shirt that fully covers me? What does that make your daughter then? Grandma Tomasi tells Isabella, you should be embarrassed. Clearly your father never had the balls to correct you. So Isabella claps back and says, these are outfits your daughter wears. You clearly didn't have the balls to correct her either. Back to the video. This person here is Aubrey Huff. He is a baseball player that has some tweets with people that are in these spaces. He says that this catfight between Isabella and Rachel Wilson is proof that most today's women even know their sexuality is all they bring to the table, complete with a desperate need for attention, crippling debt, drama, delusional self-worth, and a complete lack of accountability. So keep in mind with Aubrey's tweet here that he says to Isabella, the cake girl, that she is desperate for attention. He is the one complaining about her not being modest. Hold on, I gotta make sure my modesty stays put. Isabella responds to said tweet, which is now deleted, and she says, is that why you DM'd me? Because of my, quote, delusional self-worth and, quote, desperate need for attention? This you? And then it's a photo of Aubrey Huff sliding into those DMs. Hey, beautiful, let's collab over cocktails and bad decisions.
Long story short, he deletes his Twitter and then tries to walk it back because he got embarrassed.
Save the best for last. Remember that guy earlier who was asking for his followers to pay his alimony while he's trying to ask a woman out? He came back to Twitter and he was coping constantly. He replied to like 3 different people saying, "No, I just deleted my account because I was on vacation." I was never embarrassed. I was on vacation with my kids and didn't need a distraction. Oh yeah, sure. That's what it was. You weren't embarrassed at all. You should be, because it was embarrassing. Haha, let's get cocktails and make bad decisions. I was on vacation with my kids and didn't need a distraction. I'm back now and the kids are with their mom. My boys come way before anything on social media. Yeah, he thought by using his kids as a shield that it would make up for this mess. And you know he's coping because he slipped up here. No way. I was simply in a slump. Fortunately, I was able to meet up with a slump buster yesterday and found my groove again. What are you in a slump about? I messaged her before I knew she was into attention. Once I knew that, I unfollowed her and didn't care at all. But her response would have been, "It's amazing, isn't it, that people can change their minds?" Oh yeah, just convenient. This is the final nail in the coffin if you didn't think he was sour grapesing before. Anyone else get the impression that Cake Girl might not be all that stable? Oh, so now she's not stable. Tree says, "You're the POS who deactivated your Twitter account when she leaked your DMs to her, perv. It's so obvious you're sour grapesing. Stop. It's so embarrassing."
I made the mistake of asking my wife for an open marriage, and I regret it. I love my wife, but I felt like the spark was gone from our lives. I don't want to divorce her, so I proposed an open marriage. I've learned that just because I wasn't as attracted to my wife as I was when we got married, it doesn't mean other men would feel the same. My wife has so many men and dates, she doesn't know what to do with them all. Meanwhile, it's the opposite for me. I asked a woman who was a colleague of mine out on a date. I was a manager at my job, but I wasn't her manager. She complained to her manager and showed HR my messages. I lost my job. She's happy with how things are.
This is often referred to as a man having a midlife crisis, when he takes stock and inventory of his life and says, I don't really want to spend the second half of my life with a partner that doesn't look like this. They get that much younger wife, they start over with a new family, and oftentimes that relationship doesn't work either, because she is not the person who's been with you through the thick and the thin, literally and figuratively. She's not the one that stuck by you when you had nothing, so when times get tough, she gets going. What some men don't realize is that 40-something, 50-something-year-old woman is a seasoned woman, and some men like their women seasoned. A woman who's been through some things, who can teach them something. A woman who isn't learning everything for the very first time. I think he overestimated his value in the dating arena, and now that he's been out of there, he realizes his wife is the best that he could do. He had to find out the hard way. Sometimes the blessing that you have in your life is because of the woman that you partnered with. That man is losing everything, his confidence, his job, the respect of his brother. That's why the Bible says, he who findeth a wife findeth a good thing. Sometimes the good things that are going on in your life is because of that woman. But you done messed around and thought it was all you.
So most of these guys will tell you women just want to hoe around while they're young and then get married when they're old because they're undesirable. That's absolutely not the case. Most women I've ever met throughout my childhood assumed they were going to get married in their 20s, only to quickly find out men aren't actually trying to settle down in their 20s and late teen years. They're not trying to be high school sweethearts and then ride off into the sunset. No. They want to hoe around and see what their other options are, and then circle their way back to you once they find out, oh, this is just it. And seeing this early and seeing what a lot of my friends went through, I was like, oh, okay, well, I'll be damned. I might as well do the shit myself. So being young, growing up in absolute poverty and having an extremely abusive household, I learned to fill my days with things to do. Except, I wasn't like a hood chick. I don't want to sit out here and smoke weed and hang out with hood rats all day. So a lot of times I spent it in like wood shop and Mesa Club and science club, spelling clubs, whatever. And on days that I didn't have anything to do, I pretty much hung out at Barnes & Nobles and the public library. As I began to get older, I ended up finding an apartment I could sublease. If you grow up in any majorly big cities, people rent out their apartments. You pay a price. However, it doesn't always work out that way. Sometimes somebody else can pay more and you're pretty much ass out. And that's basically what happened to me. And I tried to move back in with family, but they wanted my entire paycheck. They were like, well, we can't accept half because half is not enough to accommodate you in this house. And I'm like, oh, okay. Well, it was pretty much what I expected. My family's very money hungry. Ratchet people typically are. They never have any money, but they always need money and they want your money, not their money. So I sucked it up and I slept outside, literally and physically, I pretty much put my stuff in storage. I only had 2 backpacks worth, so it's not like I was losing out on much. I had a gym membership already, so I pretty much just took a shower and worked out at the gym. During the day, I would do things like WAG or Uber Eats. If you're in any very large city, they have where you can rent little scooters and, you can just make deliveries on those, even though you have to pay for the scooter. And I didn't want to pay for a traveler's hotel. For anybody who travels a lot, they have traveler's hotel that are typically very cheap. And you sleep in a room with 6 people and you have a shared shower. And it's pretty nice. I did stay in it a few times, but if you are homeless, you want to save as much money as humanly possible. So most of the time I slept outside. There's no fridge, so therefore you have to be conscious about what you can buy when you're out and about during your day so it doesn't spoil. And pretty much I did this for almost a year. Slept outside. I would hop the fences. The place that I used to live at, I used to hop fences to schools. Most schools are just open. Like if you go down south, it's just one big ass land and it's open and you can just drive onto the property with no issue. But in more high security risk areas, they have fences in schools. Fences and, like these big concrete walls. So I would scale those in the middle of the night, wait for security to leave, and then I would go to sleep. And it worked out very well. And you find out what you are actually capable of, like what you can actually survive. In a situation like that, dealing with it over a period of time, it makes you very cold to bullshit. It makes you completely apathetic when people give you some bullshit sympathy story about, oh, I can't do this and I can't do that and I can't afford this and I can't afford that, especially when they have children. Because it's just like, okay, well, I did all this with absolutely no one to help me out. Cause I mean, it's not like my friends weren't empathetic when I told them I was like really going through things, but it's like, we're all broke. So you find out very quickly what you're capable of. And the thing that I quickly realized is most people wouldn't survive even a basic struggle situation. Most people have absolutely no problem with being in their situation. They don't have any plans on changing it whatsoever. The issue that they're having is that they can't get other people to give them money or to fix their situation for them. They are completely incapable of fixing it themselves because they have no desire to fix it themselves. And so we come to this situation with these guys who are complaining about just the most base level shit that doesn't matter. And it's like, no, I don't have any sympathy for you. No, I don't care that you're unaliving yourself. No, I don't care that men have no purpose and they don't know what to do with themselves and they're just running around like little chickens with their head cut off and nobody cares about men and nobody cares about the things that they're going through. No. It's like when you deal with real world shit, you lose a lot of empathy that you normally would have for people in that situation. No, I don't care. I don't care. I think most of you are very weak. You overreact to a lot of things. You're very emotional. They say women are emotional. A lot of men are emotional. I can't handle even a baseline of what women have to go through. And I'm not saying there aren't women out there who over abuse, you know, the fact that they're women. But it's just, we're not going to use that as the rule of thumb to what women have to go through.
I have to call a thing. When you look at black culture, who leads it? Women. That's actually a curse. That's not a blessing. That's a curse. In the Bible, in Isaiah, it talks about how you will be persecuted by children. What's going on in the inner cities? Who are the gangs made up mostly of? Children. And women will lead you. That's not a blessing. That's a curse. Meanwhile, Roland Martin's walking around with a shirt that says vote like a black woman. That's crazy to me. Wearing a shirt that says vote like a black woman. Look, you dummy. The reason why black women vote predominantly for a party and for a philosophy that promises handouts, that promises to take care of you, that promises to be your big brother is because they can't depend on the men in their home. And so it's because you fell asleep at the gate that your women feel that they must now vote for a politician to take care of them.
You ain't done more for black people than LBJ did, than Bill Clinton did, than FDR did.
For you, a grown man, to wear a shirt that says, vote like a black woman is like saying, I don't want to be a man. I don't want to take responsibility and rise to the occasion. I want for the government to take care of me. That's what you're saying when you wear a shirt that says vote like a black woman who doesn't feel protected, who doesn't feel like her man can take care of her and of the family. That's what you are saying when you say vote like a black woman, the nerve of you.
Now listen, I don't disagree with the man. I don't think he's wrong. But there is a certain subset of men who will literally sit out there and throw out Proverbs 31 woman in a Jezebel spirit, knowing damn well they ain't read the Bible a day in their life. Bible dusty as hell. They ain't even went to church. If they walked in that church right now, they'd be set on fire. And they act like, oh, well, the Bible doesn't say anything about men. It just says things about women. Meanwhile, the Bible does not like a definition of godly men. It likes men willing to submit to it. They also conveniently leave out the fact that every Proverbs 31 woman in the Bible was completely screwed over by every dude who was supposed to be a godly man. We're going to have fun with this. So we're going to start off with Jacob, the father of the 12 tribes of Israel, Genesis 29-37. Jacob worked 7 years to marry Rachel just because she was beautiful. There was also Leah, but Leah had weak eyes, okay? Leah had a good personality, but Rachel was beautiful. So much so that man worked 7 years just for the opportunity to marry her. And sure enough, you know, his little cousin or uncle, whoever the hell he was, tricked him to marry Leah because Leah was the oldest. But that man worked an additional 7 years for Rachel just to have her. Leah had 6 sons for this dude. That's like the ultimate woman right there. You know how valuable a son was back in the day? She had 6 of them, but she was unloved. Because this man only gave a damn about the 2 kids that he had with Rachel. So much so, he gave his favorite son a mini coat of colors, an ornate jacket, you know, something to signify prestige and favoritism. You know, all of the blessings of the fatherhood. Okay? His brothers were jealous of him because they knew it, so much so that they wanted to kill this kid. And Jacob didn't give a damn. When he thought his son died, he was broken. He was a shell of a man because his favorite children died with his favorite wife. Leah was a faithful woman. Why was she not good enough? He could have had a beautiful life with Leah. He didn't want Leah's ass. She wasn't beautiful like Rachel. She was a Proverbs 31 woman. She was a God-fearing woman. Oh, no, that wasn't good enough. I wanted Rachel's pretty ass. To hell with Leah. And to hell with her kids. Okay, King David, who had a good and wise woman in Abigail. Abigail's husband died. King David swooped her up. All right, but he didn't give a damn about her. Okay, not only did he set up his friend to be killed because he impregnated his wife, Bathsheba, and married her after he took him out, had a child with her who ultimately ended up dying, but to add salt to the wound, he nominated Bathsheba's kid over Abigail's. He didn't give a damn about Abigail or her children. Okay, he wanted Bathsheba. Bathsheba was hot. Okay, they tell you not to be a Jezebel woman. These men can't even not choose a Jezebel woman. 2 Samuel 11-12. Now, we got King Solomon, 700 wives, 300 concubines, okay? Blessed with divine wisdom, unmatched prosperity by a thrice holy God, okay? He was warned not to marry foreign women because they would turn his heart to false gods. And apparently that didn't matter. He didn't want no Proverbs 31 woman. He wanted that foreign thing, okay? He wanted the freaky foreign women. 1 Kings 11, 1-4. He ultimately ended up dying a horrible death. He ended up falling into idolatry and all this other stuff. You had God Almighty himself tell you, I'm going to bless you with this wisdom because that's what you asked for. And if you had asked for more gold and riches of the world, I would have gave it to you if you simply just asked. The only thing he told you was not to marry that foreign good. And you did it anyway. I didn't see him marrying no Proverbs 31 woman. Yeah, no, that's not what he wanted. Even the sons of God themselves. Now, for those of you who don't know, when they say sons of God, they're typically referring to angels. Now, I'm using angels, although that's not the term. Angels are supposed to be messengers, if you want to get all deep into it. There's cherubim, seraphim, and a whole bunch of other godly beings. But the fallen angels fell upon the earth and saw that the daughters of men were fair and took upon them every wife that they wanted. All right. The literal demons who fell upon the earth saw the women and was like, this is fantastic. Okay. We're going to take for them all of the wives that we want and make children. So much so that they created a whole race of Nephilim giants in an attempt to destroy the human race. And God had to flood the earth and chain them up in hell. Literal demons could not resist women. Would you have men on here talking about, oh yeah, women are fat and ugly. Oh yeah, we're so fat and ugly. You have a man in the Bible who was said to be a man after God's own heart, and he could not resist women. Sit down. Now, like I said before, the Bible doesn't lack a definition of godly men. It lacks men willing to submit to it. A man is anchored. He's not performative. He takes responsibility without resentment and tells the truth even when it costs them. He doesn't outsource leadership to women or dominate them. He builds rather than consumes, repents when wrong instead of doubling down, stands firm without becoming resentful. A man doesn't crush the vulnerable and weaponize strength or confuse control with leadership. The clearest form of manhood was Jesus. But that's not what they want to hear. They don't want to hear about following Jesus. They just want you to follow Jesus so you can submit to them and make them feel better about their weak ass ego. Now, if they actually wanted to follow the biblical definition of what manhood is, it would be Jesus. Because Jesus was strong but gentle, authoritative but humble, decisive and compassionate, willing to suffer then abuse. He was a protector of women, he was intolerant of hypocrisy, and he wasn't afraid to confront injustice. There is no biblical model of male dominance divorced from sacrifice. Authority without giving is tyranny. It's not masculinity. Women choosing men they actually want isn't oppression, it's selection. It's not women's standards, it's your refusal to compete. Whenever one sows, he would also reap. Galatians 6:7. You don't get to sow laziness and resentment and no direction and no discipline and then get mad when no one is impressed. That's not feminism, that's just basic math. And I'm now bored with this topic. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.
Seriously?
Oh, do that.
Oh, jeez. I'll call for help.
No, Norman, it's just an ankle sprain.
Yeah, someone fell. Face is completely destroyed.
What are you talking about?
Stay calm, ma'am. Your face needs medical attention.
Ma'am? Norman, it's me.
We've just arrived at the scene.
I'm fine.
Oh, victim's face is completely mutilated. I think it's a female, maybe mid-50s. Identifies as male.
I'm male.
Sir, do you know this old lady on the ground? Never seen her before. Oh, thank God, medics have arrived. Clear the way. Oh, jeez.
I twisted my ankle. I'm fine.
Was there a fire? Why is his face like that? I did smell burning. Yeah, I'm gonna throw up. Should I just put him out of his misery? Watch out, we got a female bystander coming in.
Oh my God, what happened?
Whoa, ma'am. I can't let you over here.
That's my husband.
Husband? Oh, it's a male.
What are you doing?
You're not gonna want to see him like this.
Sir, please. He's just very ugly.
Yeah, thanks, Sharon.
Oh my God, what happened to his face?
Oh my God.
Was there a fire?